Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar today. The subject of the webinar today is going to be what's new in Advanced Design 2024. So we will be mostly talking about the changes that we have in design modules and mostly talking about the changes in concrete design modules and rebar placement and drawings. So my name is Farshad Purshark, and let's continue with our slides. So to give you a quick summary of what subjects we will discuss today. So first of all, we will talk about the common improvements, so applying project templates, also some new improvements in steel design ratios in the info panel of advanced design modules. We will talk about the new features in the RCB modules, basically beam design and rebar placement and drawings. Then we will be moving on to RC column design, talking about the different new options like different upper beams and other types of features that we have added to RC column modules. Also, we had some improvements to editing the transverse bars. Then, as you know, in advanced design, we also have RC footings. So as well, some new improvements in RC footing design, like displaying substitute footings and auto correction of cracks. The next subject is going to be talking about RC walls module design. So same thing here. We have some main improvements here, like you can have actually drawings with two schedule types, and as well, you can also now import the forces from Excel spreadsheets in RC wall module. And finally, we will also talk about the RC slab new features. So we have new bars and as well improvements in drawings. So let's go a bit more in deep about these new features. So first of all, talking about common improvements. So one of the basic results that it's normally required for concrete design is normally is the steel ratio compared to volume of concrete. So that's mostly needed in your project. So now we have added that basically into our modules. So as you see here in the screenshot, now you can see the steel ratio which is used in this multi-span beam here, and as well down there here, and the calculation will be done. If you're modeling a multi-span beam, you can get that value basically for every separate span in the information panel of concrete design modules. So that can be very helpful for you, like in case if you want to have the metrics or like compare the ratio of the steel used for each beam for different projects. So previously, the how it was working in concrete modules, it was that you could only apply your templates to a new project, or basically when you're starting a new project. But now it's possible to apply a project template to an already opened element in advanced design concrete modules. So for example, after importing an element from advanced design, we can use this new command and just apply this template to that element. So this is going to make the life much more easier, and workflow is going to be much more easier and faster. And as well, the other positive part here is you can also decide, as you see here in this window, which parts of the template you want to apply to this project or to this element that you are working on at. Again, this is a common improvement. Now you can, in your drawing, when you're managing the drawings, you can add multi-line text to your drawings. So just pressing by Enter, you can have multi-line text in the drawings. So that's going to be also very helpful to read your drawings. Let's go on with RCB modules, and we will just talk about the selected new features on RC beams. So now it's possible that you can import the full section of, let's say, a T section or a rib directly into RCB modules. One of the options on advanced design for reinforced concrete beams is that the beam can be also supporting in a slab, and we want to have the ability to consider those kind of beams as ribs, which will work combined with the slab. Previously, the internal design efforts and internal loads would be only transferred through the rectangular part of the section, but now it's possible that when you're exporting a rib or a T section from advanced design inside the modules, it will automatically import all of the loads which is going to be applied on the T section itself. So it will automatically consider the shape of the T section as it's imported here, so as you see here. Now we have the possibility to define the position of supports. So again, now advanced design modules can distinguish whether these supports are from the columns above or below, or even like coming from both above and below in the drawing. So as you see here, you can define the positioning of the column in the supports, and it will automatically create the drawings for you as you see here. Obviously, thanks to this, we get better quality of drawings in our projects, which is going to be much more appropriate for you. Again, this is also somehow related to the previous improvement. Now we can also have and define perpendicular beams as supports. So when we are basically designing or detailing a beam, now you can have a secondary beam coming into that and acting as a support. This data also can be manually edited, and also it can be imported directly from advanced design. So, and you have the option here to define the positioning of that beam. So again, this feature will help us to get a better quality of drawings, as you see here in this drawing there. Another option or another new feature is defining the secondary beams. So basically now we can define secondary beams as let's say low height beams approaching perpendicular to your main beam. Okay, so these cannot be like, we can define them as not being supported, so they can be just there to help you with drawing. So this will appear in both your 3D model, in the RC concrete module, and as well in the drawings. So also we have two options here to define those kind of secondary beams. You can either manually add them in the design modules, or as well they can be imported from your model from advanced design. So another improvement here for RC beam modules. So now we have two new diagrams for longitudinal and transversal reinforcement for from torsional forces that they have been added to our graphical results. So we have before, as you know, we had like moment and shear and etc. And now we have added these new diagrams here to help you with your design. And as well, this is going to help you with verification of the pure reinforcement that you're applying to the beam because of the torsional effects. So now let's talk about RC column. Again, we are talking about selected new features. So now you can define like different upper columns or beams geometry when you're defining your columns. Okay, so now in the column geometry definition window, we can define not only the height of the connecting columns, you can also define the width and lengths of the sections that you are going to be using in your column design. Okay, so these kind of like, in this case, we have beams, or it can be also columns. So this information is now also imported from advanced design along with the rest of the information for the column. the geometry data is now also automatically transferred to the window for automatic determination of column buckling lengths. So if you have defined the automatic column buckling lengths calculation, this information that you're putting here as your end members, basically, or the stiffness of those members, will be also transferred to calculation of buckling lengths. And as well, all of the moment of inertia and the related lengths will be automatically filled when you are directly bringing in the structure from advanced design. This is a very small but maybe often requested improvement. By default, how it works in advanced design for column design, you will have the interaction curve verification. But it is very helpful, but in some of the cases, it's not mandatory to use the interaction curves to perform the design. So that's why we have added small change here. So in case if you don't want to perform the code check based on interaction curves, you can just deactivate this feature. So talking about the RC columns again, now we can actually select the method of distribution of transverse rebars along our columns. Okay, so it's going to be easy and effective way of defining the distribution. So that's going to just allow you to automatically, the software to automatically determine the other parameters. So you can just base your main parameter as quantity, and advanced design modules will automatically adjust the distancing for you. So as you see here, we have quantity just, also quantity and length, spacing, and spacing and length. So we have more options here to help you with distribution of stirrups. So improvements for RC footings. So now we have a 2D presentation of the substitute footing. So in any case, if you have defined several soil layers under the foundation and you have multiple soils activated, the verification of bearing capacity using the substitute foundation can also be performed in advanced design modules. But before, we didn't have a 2D presentation of this area of distribution, and now as a 2D graphical view, you can see that how these forces are being distributed over the substitute footing. So now we have more information about the crack verification in foundation design, basically. So you can basically check the cracking in X and Y direction, bottom, and also you have the crack width and etc. using this new information here. Also a new option here, automatic correction of cracks. So it's basically it's an automatic way of limiting the crack openings in the design. So this is a special new option, and when it's activated, in case that the crack is bigger than the limit, additional reinforcement will be added to decrease the crack width. Yeah, you can see basically the option here that you can use that, and advanced design modules will automatically add those rebars for you. Okay, now let's talk about the RC wall modules. So let's move on. So we have added some new drawing styles for the generation of schedules for bars and fabrics. So when generating drawings for walls, a bar schedule is generated, as you know, by default. But if there are also reinforcement meshes and fabrics, now we have two options. So either, as before, the schedule for meshes can be separately generated and added to the drawing, or we can use new drawing styles, as you see here, that will allow automatically to simultaneously generate the schedules for both fabrics and bars, as you see here. For a shear wall, now it's possible to import and export the resultant forces using an Excel sheet. So basically, all of the shear moment and etc. as a resultant force, which is going to be applied to the shear fall design, can be imported as you see here, or exported to Excel. Also, we can import the resultant forces per wall or as well wall group. So here we are just showing you just one shear wall, but if you're talking about the group of shear walls, this option will also work. So this is very helpful in case when you have the loading data available from other external resources that you want to import in advanced design modules. Okay, RC slab, new features. So the list of the types of rebars for RC slabs is expanded. We have also U-shaped and double bended rebars in these options here. So as you see there, and thanks to this, there are 4 anchoring methods available now. Okay, so you can anchor the rebars at the edges of your slabs with just straight bars. It can be hooks, it can be double bent bars, and as well using a U-shaped bar, as you see in these illustrations here. So for managing this special tab on settings, we have added there so that there we can set different settings for the first and second layers of reinforcement. So it can be totally independent for each layer, and you can also just go with straight anchoring for free edges, or even if you have some edges that they are on simply supported beams, you can use and select each option differently for depending on the edge releases of your slab. Now you can also manage the hooks at the edges, and as you know, in advanced design, to define the rebars inside the slab, we always define some first zones. So now you will have the control to editing the hooks separately for each reinforcement zone. Okay. And even you can add and set the diameter, the cover value, and even other parameters separately for each reinforcement zone when you are defining this type of rebars for the slabs. So now new option again for reinforcement of slabs. So now we have the possibility to define reinforcement coverage with reinforcement areas. Okay, so for automatic definition of reinforcement, one of the main settings is how to cover the theoretical reinforcement area using one or more layers, which is normally called reinforcement solution settings. In this new version, we can specify the coverage method, as you see here, not only with percentages, as well you can assign that value based on direct absolute values for areas. So for example, for the bottom reinforcement in the X direction, the first layer that is covering the entire surface may have some specific value, and that can be the required one. But if we want to apply more reinforcement on some points, we can actually add additional bars that will be locally added automatically to the second layer. Okay, so now advanced design will check for these limits, and if we need more bars to be added, it will automatically add those to the second layer of rebars. So we have now new methods to define basically the rebar zones or reinforcement zones for the slabs. So before, if you remember, we had to define basically a polyline around our slab to define the reinforcement zone. but we have now two other very effective methods. So the first one is by 2 points. So basically, you can just click on the start point and end point of that rectangular zone, and the zone will be created automatically. Also, another option here is going to be using the center line. So you can just define the center line and define an offset, and that's going to be another way of defining your basically rebar placement zones for the slabs in advanced design modules. Some improvements here also for drawings in the slabs module. So before, when we were creating the drawings, both X and Y direction rebars would be in the same drawing, but now we have added this new option. So actually you can have them separately, as you see here, either in X or Y, and also the third option will be both of them X and Y. So this is going to give you a much more clearer drawings, and which is going to help you with your project and clarity. Next improvement is again related to the drawings and mostly about bar annotations. So first, the algorithm for automatic placement of descriptions was improved, and now there is not. We will try to, and you won't see any type of like overlapping or collisions with the bars and the annotations. Now we can also easily change positions of parts of the bar descriptions. So we can separately move the bar mark and the dimension line, as you see here, to have a better drawing. A small improvement here again in the drawings. So now we have the ability to define or show actually the openings in the slab using this representation. So obviously you have the option to either activate it or deactivate it, as you see here, and it's going to appear in your drawings like as you see here to represent the openings. New options to hide the grid lines. So again, this is related to drawings. So if in your drawings, basically you do not want to see the grid lines, you just have a check mark here that if you remove it, your drawing won't have those grid lines. Okay, so basically that was it for our main improvements and the features in Advanced Design Modules 2024. So let's go on with my next slide. So yeah, I would like to have also a short reminder for you about our Advanced Design Awards. So as you see here, we also have this year, as previous years, we will have the Advanced Design Awards for 2023. So it's an international contest, as you see here, and it's dedicated mostly for structural engineers and design offices that they are using and creating projects in advanced design. So you can show in this contest your steel, timber, concrete design project. So basically any type of project that you are using advanced design or advanced design modules to conclude that project. So. And as you see, there can be several reasons that it may benefit you participating in this awards, which is going to be actually, we will have some winners that they will win some awards. You will compete with the best, models that has been created in advanced design. You will have and grab international attention. You will have the latest market trends, and as well, you will put the spotlight on your company. So if you want to submit projects to Advanced Design Awards, you see here, so you can visit advanceddesignawards.com and you can submit your project. So thank you very much for your attention. So if you have any questions regarding the features, please let me know in the chat window right now, or even for later on, you can always contact us, our technical support, which our technical support email is support.canada@graitec.com and support.us@graitec.com. Thank you very much again for your time.